Hi again, this is Tim Barclay with Charleston Home and Design Magazine with Bill Payzant with Nautilus Company. How you doing, Bill?
I'm fine, Tim. How are you?
Good, good. We part of the video that you just saw was focused on what happens before the Nautilus Company issues a report for their home maintenance side of their business. And Bill, you've taken the photographs, you've taken the observations from your inspection, and you've come up with a report. And this is a kind of a typical report that you might give to a homeowner that's looking to employ you for your services at the Nautilus Company, correct?
That's correct, Tim. You know, for the video purposes, we did sort of an amended inspection and an amended report. So that's what I've done here. It's more of a systems type report. And what we call this is our findings report. We've gone through the house, we've inspected the house thoroughly, and now we're coming back to the owner and telling him what we've found. If there are any deficiencies, and there weren't many in this house, which I didn't expect because it's fairly new, but we do find them in other houses. So we'll report what we see as deficiencies and items that we really feel need to be taken care of immediately, and then some other less important issues. And then from there, we put into the recommendation side of what should be done to maintain the house to stay up to a high level of standard and basically return the value to the owners through a home that performs well, is comfortable, healthy, and a good environment for them to live in.
Okay, well let's get right into the report. Give me kind of a general idea what is typically covered in your findings report.
What we usually do is we, of course, have a cover page that describes what's in the report, and it also will go over pretty much what we're proposing to do for the customer. And, of course, that's based on the discussions that we've had previously, specifically things we found in the inspection, and a few of our expertise items that we're going to put out there that we feel the owner should be aware of and hopefully take care of. So that's all covered in the cover page here. Then we have the next page right here is a table that shows our preventative maintenance schedule. And this is really just a quick sort of bullet point table that's easy on the eye to see what should be done monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, and annually based on what we found in the house, the systems that they have here, and really in order to maintain the house properly. After that, we have the actual report, and again, this one is more of a systems type report. We looked at HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roof, and a few other things that we found along the way. But you'll notice if you've bought and sold homes before, it's very similar to a home inspection report.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that. And if this was an absentee owner situation, what about the report would be different?
Good question. Thanks for asking that. Again, this report, we're assuming that the owners live in the house. So what we've done is we've created a report and a schedule based on a more quarterly basis. So coming in the house quarterly, seeing what's changed since we were here last. For an absentee owner, on the other hand, they may require a little bit more care for the home since they're not here, which at a minimum, we like to come in twice a month. Just in case something's hit the roof or a window, there's a leak in the house, things can happen, rodents can get in, you never know. So we like to come in and stop problems before they get too far along, which is why we do it at a minimum every 2 weeks. But we put them more on a monthly program in general so that we're looking after the house much more closely.
Okay.
You'll see that in that, going back to the quarterly concept with somebody that lives in the house is, yeah, there are things that should be done monthly, but we expect people that are going to live in the house are more likely to say, hey, you know what, we can handle a couple of these things, and most of the monthly things are easy, things like testing GFI outlets or your smoke detectors and things like that. But even so, when we come through on a quarterly basis, we'll go back and hit all those things that we said should be done monthly.
And the big thing about this is when we're using that absentee owner scenario, when they visit their second home in Charleston, they just want the stuff to work. They want to get off the plane and go to their house and there's an expectation that everything is going to work, and that's your Nautilus company is going to ensure that everything will be operating correctly for that absentee owner.
That's our goal, and actually, to put simply, no matter who the owner is, absentee or somebody who lives here full time, our real goal is to help our customers save time, allow them to relax, and enjoy living in their homes. And if we can do that, we're going to be real happy, and we think our customers will be too. So yes, when our customers arrive from out of town or when they come home at night with their families, they expect things to be working, and we're there for them to make sure they are.
Good deal. Anything else you'd like to add?
The one other piece that I'd like to add is that we do offer a concierge service as well. This is usually accepted more by the absentee owners, and we cater to them coming into town to use their house a little bit more like a hotel. So they can contact us ahead of time. We can make sure that the house is at the temperature they like, the pool's on, the spa's on potentially, the fridge is full of whatever food they want, the bar's stocked, we'll do the maid service and everything else. So, and then when they leave, we'll come in and make sure it's all cleaned up and all the linens are done and everything's taken care of for them.
And are those kinds of concierge services sort of a la carte, where they can pick and choose the things that are important to those homeowners?
Absolutely. We do it on an a la carte basis, and really whatever they like, we'll try to accommodate them. We'll make the dinner reservations. You want to go sport fishing, golfing, tea times, we'll try to handle it so they can come into town, relax, enjoy their vacation in their house.
How do you create that trust with that absentee homeowner? In other words, what types of systems do you have in place as far as the people that work for Nautilus companies, so that your customers have complete trust in Nautilus?
That's a great question, and it's something that I've personally worked really hard on, is a real system-based business. We realize that consistency is critical in this business, and so as a result, whenever we go into a house, our inspection team that's going in or our service team that's going in, they have a checklist of items that has to be completed when they walk in before they can come back out. They've got to turn that report in, and the best part is we show those reports to the owner. When we send a bill at the end of the month or the end of the quarter, depending on what's happening, they'll get the bill from us, but along with that will be the report on everything that's happened in the house, from the maintenance to the findings and to things that we perceive needing to be done in the future.
That's great. What about the Nautilus staff? Do you do any kind of background checks, or how do you convey that trust in the Nautilus staff to your customers?
Absolutely. For all employees, we do background checks to make sure that there's nothing sketchy there, because obviously we're sending people into other people's homes. We also are bonded so that if, in the rare case, anything went missing from the house, we have that part covered as well. The harder part comes with the subcontractors that, of course, have to come in from time to time too, but one of our people will be there during those times at all times, so that we're covered that way as well.
That's great. And this is really the costs associated with having the Nautilus company do these services is really an investment that homeowners can expect to get back when they go to sell their house, instead of just letting their house sit there and do that. What's the term? Delayed maintenance, or what? You're doing these things now so that it's something that you don't have to worry about necessarily having to make these changes and improvements when and if you decide to sell.
Definitely, and one of the things that we realize is value. We have to show a good value to our customers, and there are really two main ways. One is the tangible side that we all know is the actual maintenance of the house and the upkeep, and making sure that when the time does come to sell it, that it's the best it can be. And most people have heard of a Carfax report. We can do that, sort of a home fax report, when they go to sell their house, because everything will have been documented. We can spit out the report that says exactly when things occurred, what problems there may have been, how they were fixed, and when. And so that's really good to hand off to a real estate agent. So that's the first part of the value. The other part is the intangible value, which is really hard to put your finger on, but it's the peace of mind that we give people. It's the time savings, the enjoyment time with your family and friends or colleagues or whatever's going on in your house, and just knowing that you can come home or go on vacation and not have to worry too much about your home.
Yeah, and you've got, if you are an absentee homeowner, you've got this big investment sitting down here, and you don't really know what the heck is happening when you're up in Chicago, and you always hear. I never knew about this until I moved here 20 years ago, but there are some very unique challenges that we have here in South Carolina on the coast that do require regular maintenance on a home that maybe homeowners from the north or from elsewhere aren't terribly familiar with. They may be more familiar with ice and snow and those type of issues, but not necessarily the salt air and corrosion and things like that take place here.
That's very true, and as a matter of fact, the southeast U.S. as a whole is one of the most challenging places to build a house. The humidity levels, the moisture, the pressure differences we get out on the beaches,
hurricanes,
earthquakes. Can't do much about those, I guess. But yeah, there are a lot of challenges, and it's not only in building the house properly, but then it's maintaining it. And there's many more maintenance challenges here than there are in other parts. I'm sure there are other parts of the country that are just as challenging. But if you're coming from, say, Chicago, or you're coming from the Northeast, yeah, you're battling the snow and the ice like you talked about, but you're not battling the more intrusive properties of the moisture, the humidity, that impregnates into things, dragging the salt with it and corroding items away or rotting the wood away or whatever it may be.
Well, every absentee homeowner needs a go-to guy in the city that they have their second home in, and Bill Paisant would be that go-to guy with the Nautilus Company.
Tim, thank you very much. I appreciate you talking to me today.
No problem. How about give your contact information for Nautilus Company?
Anybody can go check us out online for more information at www.nautilusco.com, and you can also call us anytime at 843-647-6224.
Okay, we've been speaking with Bill Paisant with the Nautilus Company. Thank you, Bill.
Thank you.